Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to all of you in today's live session. Manoshala aims to democratize preventive mental health care solutions in India, which not only focuses on clinical therapy but also focuses on the alternative therapy. Today here, I, Tamanna Rajpan, an expert with Manoshala, will be talking with Miss Aditi Kumar, who is here with us. Hi Aditi,
Hi, Tamanna. Can you hear me
how are
properly?
you? Yeah, I can hear you. How are you?
Great. I'm good. I'm good.
So,
So
Aditi, can you
yes.
introduce to our audience? Can you introduce yourself to
Right.
our audience?
Okay. So I am Aditi Kumar. I am a mental health expert, a counseling psychologist, and an art therapist. And I've been in this field for about now completing 7 years, I think. Um, So basically, the psychology that the kind of sessions that I do is related to art therapy. And I use a lot of artwork and expressive therapies in my sessions. So, which involves music. I don't know if you can hear the low volume music in the background. Can
Yeah,
you?
I can hear it. Yes, I can
Okay.
hear it.
Basically, that's the aim, to include a little bit of music in today's session and have a little bit of fun, and also talk about something which is very relevant to all of us and is the need of the hour to talk about.
So, as you know, our topic for today is stress management and how to relieve stress through art. So, would you tell us that what all we will be doing in our today's session?
So it's about stress management, and all of us have a lot of stress. This pandemic has given us a lot of
Yeah.
stress. And so today we will be exploring all of that and trying to manage it, maintain it, get a hold of it, become aware of it. There's so many other words that I can use, and that all will be done through some experiential activities. And also, what we will be doing is talking about it, of course, answering questions, but also indulge in a little bit of what we can do for the same. Okay.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
is it okay if I do a small, quick check in for everyone? If we indulge in that a little bit before we officially start? Make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Great. All right. So, what I want you to do, and Taman, it would be great if you also do it with me.
Yeah. I do have. So, what all will we be needing for the session? Like
So,
for this?
nothing, just pen and paper for those who are more artistically inclined and want to indulge more. Colored pens, pastels, crayons, all of that will definitely work. But if you don't have anything, a pen and a paper would do. Okay, so no
Okay.
worries about materials or anything like that.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
but before we do any of that, before we do anything on paper, I want all of us to kind of go inside, do a small, what we love to call body check-in, to see where our body is at, to see where our stress is at, where all it has disturbed us, even though we think that it's just the brain which gets affected. Mentally, we get affected, but there's so much more to stress, right? So let's just do a quick check-in. So I would request Tamanna, you, because I can see you. So Tamanna, just close your eyes, and as I call out the body parts, just do a quick check-in with that body part of yours. How's it feeling? If you give in your stress a color, what color would it be, and how dark or how affected that area is? Okay, so starting from our forehead, which basically has everything: thoughts, stress, more thoughts, plans, everything. What is it saying to you? Is it stressed out? Yes, no. Let's go down to our eyes, the eyes that help you see, sometimes the most stressful things, sometimes the most relaxing things. What is it saying to you?
More stressful.
Let's go down to the nose. Your lips. Your cheeks. Your chin. Your ears. Your neck. Your shoulders, carrying so much of your burden, your chest, your stomach, let's also not forget our arms, the elbows, your hands, beautiful fingers attached, and the precious thumbs. Let's come back to our abdomen area. Our buttocks, our thighs, the knees, the calves, ankle, foot, the little toe fingers attached, and wiggle them out, and the toes. So just from top, head to toe, give a quick scan, measure where is stress located. Slowly, whenever comfortable, open your eyes and come back. All right. Were you able to capture your stress?
Yes.
Yes. It looks like there's a lot of stress. Okay. Yes, Amanda.
Okay.
And for those who are listening to us, please do keep on telling us how you're feeling right now. We would love to hear also about this body check-in. And the best part about this body check-in is you can do it anytime, sitting in your workspace, workstation, work from home, or if you have started going to office, it can be done anytime, right?
Yes.
Uh,
Okay. So, you want to do one activity, or I can ask one question, and then we can have the activity?
with your question, I'll let you know when I will introduce the next activity.
Okay. So, basically, like, still, I think people are a little very confused that what is stress exactly. So, I want to know from you that what is stress and how we can manage our stress.
That's one of the easiest and one of the most difficult questions all clubbed in one. Stress. I genuinely tried to find a definition for it, and I found out that 10 different websites have 10 different definitions of stress. And that's when I realized, oh, people also have different definitions of stress. Some just relate stress to work, some just relate it to emotions, some just relate it to everyday happenings of our life and everything like that. But stress, in the most, if I can explain it in the most simple way, stress is the feeling of getting overwhelmed because of our external situations. Okay? And because the definition in itself is so broad, the understanding of stress is also very broad, if that helps us understand. And it looks very different. For some, it will just look like pains and aches. For some, it will be migraines. For some, it will be just, I am not feeling productive at all. Some might even go down a spiral of working too much to handle stress. So the what we call the manifestation of stress is extremely different from for everybody. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, and how we can manage stress?
Like I said, it's different because it looks like different for everybody. Managing also comes in very differently. Some people indulge in physical exercise. Some people don't indulge in it at all. They don't even recognize that I'm getting stressed out. It's basically, it looks something like this. Oh, I can do work. Oh, I can do work. Let me do work. Let me do this. Let me do this. And then suddenly there comes a day when you're like, I can't do it. What's happening? It's between the I can do it versus the I can't manage this today. That's where the red flags, or your body gives you red flags, your mind, your work, the kind of work that you're doing that starts giving you red flags. That's what you have to catch. So becoming aware of it. Basically, the idea is just to start becoming more aware of it. And this is what we will talk about as we move forward about how to become aware of
Oh,
such red.
okay. Okay. So, how can art help us to release stress?
Hmm. So if you look at stress tamanna, if I had to give it a visual look, it basically looks like a tangled up ball. Yeah, that's it's like a knot. And even if you were, I don't know about you, but I just think that basically we are looking at if we are giving a visual cue to our stress, it's like a knot, right? Even when I was doing a body check-in, whenever I was stressed, I could feel that there's a knot in different parts of my body, right?
Right.
And that basically brings us back into a state of flow. It kind of untangles that knot. It starts giving you that relaxation procedure. It basically makes you involved in something beyond what you're stressed about. So it rejuvenates, it tries to rejuvenate your mind through colors, through the materials that you're using, through the technique that you're using. There's so much more application of art in stress management because if when you do indulge in art, and here I also mean expressive art, it also means music, it could mean dance, it could mean any movement basically, apart from just art. The idea is that your body and your mind is getting captured into something just more than what you have been constantly thinking about every day.
Yeah. Okay. So, our third question is how can art help us to release stress during isolation? So, you know that during COVID, we all there are people who have gone for isolation. So, how we can help with the isolation?
Earlier, if we used to really look at it, art, I mean, how did we manage stress? We would take breaks, we would get into distraction mode, we would indulge in activities that would increase our social interaction in some ways and also
Yeah.
make us involved. Basically, we work through distraction. Isolation kya hai? Isolation is absolute opposite, where we are left with our own thoughts. We have to manage it on our own. We have to take care of it on our own. So then what do we do? Yeah, and art basically is a mode which brings you back to the here and now. If you really look into what art is all about or what stress is all about for that matter, it's a constant worry about either the thing that you have done in the past, jo ho chuka, basically you've already done it, or you're worrying constantly about what is going to happen in the future. So art
Oh,
activities bring you back to the present by focusing, letting you focus on the product, the end product that you're creating, or in letting you enjoy the whole process of creating it, or just helping you get distracted by the various choices of colors that are available, which is again missing in stress manifestation. If you look at it, stress is all about one thing and one thing only, which have basically it's one color. If I give it a color, it's one color getting piled up, darker, becoming darker shades that I don't want to look into. I don't want to manage it, anything at all. So this is art
Okay.
basically helps you like lets you be by being in the present.
Okay. So, what are the different art therapies, activity which help us to release stress?
Yeah, that's a beautiful question. Thank you for asking that, Tamana. Um, every art therapy activity, is actually made in a way to trigger off a certain emotion or to uh, let you go through a certain process. It could also include the kind of materials that you're using, the kind of as in I mean, the music that you're using it to. For example, if you can hear the background music, it's a relaxing
Yeah.
music right now. But if I want you to have fun, I might just play a peppy song instrumental
Yes.
so that I don't fill you in with words, right? So one thing is that the techniques that you use, the materials that you use. The other aspect is also the techniques that you use. So, for example, you have to use, let's say, crayons. I want to blend a couple of emotions. I will use pastels, crayons, soft colors. There's something called as fluid art, where we basically get to know where we mix colors and let it flow. So if we want to let go of certain emotions, that kind of a technique is used. If I want to focus more on what comes up in my mind, I might just use abstract art. If I want to understand, if I want a certain emotion from a certain scene, I be more instructive as a facilitator to the people who are listening to me, right? So every technique has a certain agenda behind it in art therapy, and that's how we make people, our clients, our basically whoever, as a group, be it a group facilitation or one face to face or one session, group session, individual sessions. The idea is to make them go through a process. The focus is not so much on the end result as much as it is on the process. And I think it's a good idea also, Tamanna, to introduce a second activity. That
Yeah.
sounds
And we
because it
do
also takes.
have a few questions our audience have also asked, so we can do it after the
Mhm.
activity. Okay.
All right, sure. So we'll do it after the activity. For those who have, sorry, still struggling with technology. So for those who have asked the questions, do stay in, keep tuned in. But just enjoy this activity. We're calling it my happy place, or what I like to call the moment. Okay, it's called the Minerva moment. I'll just explain to you what Minerva moment is all about. Um Minerva moment is so. All right, let me do this. Tamana, close your eyes because I can see you, so you are a participant, and everybody who's listening to
Okay.
us, please close your eyes and just go to a place that has given you immense happiness. This place could be something that you have visited in the past that gives you comfort, or a place that you want to visit. Okay? It can be anything, but it should bring you happiness. In this moment, there's nothing else. There are no other external factors. There's no external before or after this particular moment. Hoping that you're in your place, notice what is around you, the objects, maybe people, the colors that stand out for you. Capture them in your mind. And slowly, when you're comfortable, open your eyes. Brilliant. And now we'll directly move to our paper and pen. And what I want you to do is, from your happy place that you remember, draw all the patterns, all the objects, all the words that come up for your happy place. Okay? And to facilitate a little bit of it, let me just put the music on. Okay? So draw any symbols, any color, it could be different colors, different patterns, words. Sorry. What you're basically doing is creating a safe, happy place. But it's a secret to it. Symbols, there are words, and there are people whose name you know. Yes, absolutely. Niharika, thank you for asking that question. Like I said, the drawings are not for the end product. How beautiful does my leaf look like? The idea is, what was I feeling when I was drawing the leaf? That's the whole idea. Tamanna, did anything come up for you? Would you like to
Yeah,
share if you will?
anything. I
Just
kind of very bad with the drawing, so
that's okay. You can say what you used if you don't want to share.
it's basically a lot of like place where there's a lot of food, and then there is a teddy bear, a football, a place with lots of fun, and yeah,
And
like
throughout, I
college,
could
my college life.
the college life, so something that
Life,
has
yeah,
been there in the past, stored in the memories.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. How did it feel revisiting it? How did it
I
feel
felt
revisiting?
very happy. I felt it very happy. Like you would have noticed I was only smiling during all whatever I was viewing and observing in my mind. Everything made me smile. So yeah,
And how long did it take you to smile from how we started off to right now?
I think 5 seconds.
Right? That's how fast
Yeah.
we can control our emotions if we really become aware of it. What we just did was activate our brain to remember things we kind of um, so the, like I've always said, we the choices we kind of forget how much choice we have to start focusing and magnifying on things. What we often do when we are stressed out is we often magnify that stress. What you need is a little bit of change of space to kind of get into that little bit of relaxation mode. Right? Okay. Would you like to ask the questions that are there?
Yeah,
I
so
can see a
our
couple.
first question is how to solve stress in short time, which leads to procrastination and short time as I have entrance exam coming up.
Okay. All right. So thank you so much for asking this question. One thing is, I can already see the amount of stress that you're putting on yourself. Short time में करना है, खुश होना है, relaxed होना है, right? So one of the few things that you can start doing is focus on your breath work. When you get anxious, you start your breath work starts becoming much more smaller, like you don't provide so much oxygen to the rest of the body parts. The point here is that we all, let's be very honest, we all have gone through the techniques available. It's just that we have this whole inhibition, that will it really help me? I can't do this. ये तो normal होता है. Please, this won't work for me. One of the other things that you can do is listen to any favorite track of yours, music. Listen to it, but with a twist. And this will also help in your examination focus bit, because I'm guessing that there is a problem of focusing and paying attention and everything, which is leading to stress. What you can start doing is try and focus on, instead of the lyrics, instead focus on one of the instruments that is being played. Okay, one is keeping track of the rhythm. You will start moving, just bob your head to it. I wish I could do that activity with all of you, where I just play some peppy music and ask you to repeat what I'm doing, but that would not be possible on this platform. But definitely try this. Try one something very simple. And second most important thing, whenever you're feeling stressed out, change your space. Okay. For example, if this is my workstation, this area is my workstation, and I'm getting stressed out in this workstation. What do? I need to get up, change my space, get some water, do anything, and at least for 1 to 2 minute delay coming back here. Okay. Yes, and I think I've got a response also where he's telling me that yes, lyrics start playing in my head, and that's why it's a challenge also, but it's a fun challenge. It's your favorite track also, and you have to focus on your music instrument. Try doing it. It's actually fun. For increased concentration, what you can also do is take a. These are very basic techniques. What we do. I think Manoshala also shared one of grounding techniques, 5 grounding techniques from your senses. Try doing that. Take shorter breaks. Whenever you're looking at a screen, at least after 20 minutes, look at something which is beyond your screen, like at the wall opposite, at the opposite end. If you have access to a view from your balcony, maybe something outside, then come back. Time yourself to come back also, right? But very small things. We don't have to really get into so much of ki stress to tabhi relieve hoga when we join a dance workshop and things like that. No, you can do everything and anything just by giving yourself 5 minutes break. That's all it takes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
So
Any other
I
questions?
yeah, so I do have this is one of my favorite questions. Is it true that art therapy is only suitable for children or adults can also go for art therapy?
I think we as art therapists love answering this question, and the real answer is that art therapy is suitable for all ages, everybody. It's just like I said, the usage needs to be different, right? More than why it's easier for children to indulge in color is because their imagination is automated by colors. It's very automatic for them, and their world is beautiful. Like just to share an example, children will draw skies with a black sun, and while we might think that they are drawing something very dark, it was their explanation was that it was just cloudy, so you can't see the sun, but the sun is always there. So their imagination is much more like much more fluid in nature. They're much more in the present than how we have been trained to think. We live in a society where stressed out is actually somewhere seen as a positive sign that you are being productive. Okay, so we need to break that chain, and also kind of, I think one of the best things that I read yesterday because the most productive thing that you can do is sometimes be unproductive. Yeah. And it's very important for us to take those breaks. Those breaks don't have to be something grand. It can be something very simple. It can be something related to go and eat a fruit of your favorite color. Just draw a doodle, get into drawing continuous lines and emotions. By the way, I don't know if you've noticed, all your emojis, expressions are determined by the kind of lines drawn on the lips. So curved up smile is a happy smile, curved down smile is a sad smile, a straight face is being sarcastic, anger is shown by, X, whatever. So the idea is lines also play a very important role. You could just fill a page with lines to even control your emotions. And get in the idea is stress is all about the past and the future and always thinking about an action oriented stuff. Break that chain by coming back to the flow, coming back to the now, coming back to the present, and just having fun. Okay?
Okay.
All right. And so for those who are still here with us, and Tamanna for you also, I think I have one last activity, and with that we can wrap up. Is there anything that we are missing?
Yeah. No.
All right,
Yes.
brilliant. Okay, so I want all of you, those who are listening to us, to just on a small piece of paper, make a permission note. You know how when we were young, we used to go to for washroom break in schools, we used to have this permission note. This teacher grants me permission to go to the washroom break. So all of that used to happen. So today I want you to basically make a permission note for yourself and write 3 things. It could be 5 things also. Just write 3 things that you give yourself permission for. Okay. So just write, I give myself permission to do whatever. Okay. Outpass. Yes, Neharika, it was called outpass. So whenever you're done, Tamanna, I would also like to know what you're giving yourself, one permission that you would like to give to yourself.
Okay.
To those who are still listening, I would love to hear your permission that you give to yourself today or tomorrow. And this permission, the beauty of this permission slip is that it can change anytime. I give myself permission to sip my coffee, and I'll do so. All right. Tamanna, have you written yours?
Yeah.
Yeah. So would you like to share one
Yes.
of them?
Yeah. So I give myself a permission that I want to go on a solo trip. Basically,
You
that
want to
is
go
the
on
thing. I really want a solo trip because I think I am that pampered child who has always stayed near parents. Like, of course, of course, for graduation, masters, but still they have that scare saying, no, you can't go for a solo trip. So yeah, I want to go for a solo trip.
all right. Okay. I hope it happens for you really soon and you get a lot of adventures and you do learn a lot. And I hope that when you do get that, you stay in the present, in the here and now, and not think about work at that point of time. Right? All
Yeah.
right. Brilliant. I think
We have one
permission
person who
to
said,
permission to stop worrying all the time while doing nothing productive. I really hope that happens. All you have to do is designate your permission time. Okay, from 8 to 8:10 p.m. I will not do anything. Do that, maybe then you will feel at ease about not being productive. Permission to take breaks and don't feel guilty by taking them. Oh, everybody starts feeling guilty now. So let's do this. Let's
yeah,
designate our time. Let's designate 5 minutes. Today I'm on a break for 5 minutes right now. And I don't have to feel guilty because after 5 minutes I will start being productive. Time it. put an alarm clock of get back to work and things like that. Okay, so the guilt also comes in because we're talking about this. The guilt also comes in because we again start worrying about the future.
Yes.
Come back to the now. Breathe in. Breathe in and breathe out. Be here in the present. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone else who would like to share? If not, we would also like to say our byes. Yeah, Tamanna, anything else?
Yeah. No, that's it. But thank you so much, Aditi, for these amazing activities and answering all my questions.
It was great pleasure. Thank you so much, everyone. I hope everyone who joined in was able to do these activities. And hello to everyone who was saying hi to me, but I was too engrossed in the activities. And thank you so much, Tamanna, for asking such wonderful questions.
Thank you so much, Aditi. Have a great day.
Take care. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.